All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go for Heat 1 from Hickory. Austin Pack and Paul Jr. on the front row. Richard Young, Scott Snodgrass on the second row. Austin Ruskoff, Brian Hewitt of the third row. Harley Barletta and Brandon Keiger on the fourth row. Zachary Mead and Chance Maderick rounding out the top 10. Edmund Jones starts in 11th next to Riley Duncan in 12th. Drivers begin to roll. Thanks, Pete. Drivers begin to roll out. And looks like Austin Pack will be dropping to the tail. That will put, I believe, Scott Snodgrass and Richard Young to share the front row. Folks, it's worth reminding you at the start that the pace car, the second it hits pit road, Barney the flagman will begin waving the green. That is true in the heats, the feature, cautions, all of it. And when you see that pace car dip in, that's when they are going. And here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. They are underway for Heat 1 at Hickory. Wow, Scott got a huge run out of 1 and 2. Richard Young on the bottom losing ground quickly. Brian Hewitt clears into second. Keiger now up into third. Young continuing to drop back on the bottom. Austin Ruskoff in fourth place, battling with Maderick. Maderick's going to take it. He moves to fourth. And don't look now. Here comes the street stock winner, Riley Duncan, now in fifth. In fact, every driver in the top 4 is already up 5 or more spots. Scott Snodgrass has now slipped back to 5th. Edmund Jones up into 6th. Maderick just set the fastest lap as they get 3 to go. Brandon Keiger is looking underneath. Oh, Keiger may have gotten into the bumper of Hewitt there through 1 and 2. Hewitt to the bottom, forcing Keiger to the outside. White flag flies. One more time around in Heat 1. Keiger definitely got Hewitt that time, and it opened the door for Maderick to go to second. But out of 4, Hewitt wins Heat 1. Chance Maderick coming home in second. Riley Duncan comes home in third. Heat 2 will have Bill Rabbits and Dean Buck on the front row. Joe Lux and Tyler Clifford on the second row. Preston Cope, Ryan McDaniel on the third row. Vern Spring, David Lux on the fourth row. Mo Perry and Andrew Thornton round out the top 10. Olivia Perea rounding out the field. Everybody gets stacked up, ready for the start. And from what we saw in Heat 1, the feature is going to be a wild one. Hey, good evening, Joey, cheering on Bill Rabbits. Pace car is in. Green flag flies for Heat 2, and wow. Preston Cope trying to go low. Couldn't quite get there. Now's a run on Buck for second. Joe Lux is wide out of 4. Cope to the lead. Olivia Pereira and Bill Rabbits have a problem back behind. Rabbits is towed to pit road. The battle is on from second on back. Preston Cope is pulling away. Oh, Dean Buck gets turned around. Tyler Clifford avoids the first one, avoids the second one. Wow, what a save by Clifford. Preston Cope now has a 1.5 second lead over Vern Spring in second. Bo Perry in third, David Lux in fourth, Tyler Clifford now in fifth. Dean Buck has gone to pit road after that incident. Preston Cope, 2 laps to go. Mo Perry back in third, just set the fastest lap of Heat 2. Ryan McDaniel has had a problem, he is towed it in. And the white flag is out one more time around for Preston Cope. His first ever Jones BS Racing Heat win at Hickory. Two first-time Heat winners here tonight so far. And on to the B main. The last drivers trying to race their way in. Edmund Jones and Tyler Clifford on the front row. Scott Snodgrass, Andrew Thornton on the second. Austin Ruskoff, Ryan McDaniel in the third row. Zachary Meade, Joe Lux on the fourth row. Paul Jr. and Dean Buck rounding out the top 10. Austin Pack in 11th, Bill Rabbits in 12th, Harley Barletta in 13th, Olivia Pereira in 14th, and Richard Young rounding out the 15-car field. Jay Sullivan, I have to agree, Clifford has some amazing moves coming through that. Edmund Jones leading the field around. You know, in the early seasons of Jones BS Racing, Edmund was always up toward the front. The last few weeks, we have seen Edmund getting into these last chance qualifiers. Just goes to show how much everybody in the league has improved, how much better the drivers have gotten. And here we go, pace car is in, green flag is in the air. Edmund gets a good jump on the field. Clifford losing ground early, he's now back to fourth as Thornton moves into third. Scott Snodgrass now up into second as Edmund starts to pull away. Something happened during the pace laps. Harley Barletta went to pit road. An incident back behind us. involved Olivia, Joe Lux, Dean Buck, Richard Young. Harley Barletta and Dean Buck have both towed it in. Harley had just come back off pit road. Joe Lux and Ryan McDaniel involved in another incident. There's a stack up back behind. Scott Snodgrass involved. Austin Ruskoff has now been involved in an incident. Tyler Clifford as well. It is just chaos in the back. Bill Rabbits has now moved up 7 spots into 5th. Austin Pack up 5 spots into 6th. And Paul Jr. also up 6 spots into 3rd. I will try and save the replay and go back and make some shorts from this race. We'll have them on YouTube hopefully later this week. Man, it has been a wild one. And without cautions, we have definitely not seen everything that happened on track. As Edmund Jones gets the white flag one more time around. Andrew Thornton in second, 1.5 seconds back as Edmund Jones comes out of 4 and wins the B-Main. Bill Rabbit's best finish coming home in 5th. He just managed to avoid all the chaos. All right, here we go. The feature event at Hickory. Matt Brinson and Kyle McRacken Martin have the front row. Brian Hewitt and Preston Cope on the second row. Chance Maderick, Vern Spring on the third. Riley Duncan, Mo Perry on the fourth. Brandon Keiger and David Lux round out the top 10. Edmund Jones starts in 11th next to Andrew Thornton in 12th. Paul Jr., Zachary Meade, 13th and 14th. Bill Rabbits in 15th. Austin Pack in 16th. Austin Ruskoff in 17th. Scott Snodgrass in 18th. Tyler Clifford in 19th. And Ryan McDaniel in 20th. Well, this is going to be wild. We've got some really fast cars at the back due to the incidents in the heats. John, we can definitely hope that happens. Edmund Jones leads the points coming into tonight. Just by starting this race and next week, he will lock up the championship. Edmund has 2 wins this season. McRacken has 2 wins as well. Two very fast cars up at the front with Brinson and McRacken. And a lot of fast cars have a lot of ground to make up. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. The feature from Hickory is underway. The battle is on for second as they go single file up front for the moment. Cope and Hewitt, as Bill Rabbits has had a problem back behind, no caution yet. Now the caution flies, and a multi-car incident. Zachary Meade, Edmund Jones, Chance Maderick, Paul Jr., Austin Pack, and Austin Ruskoff involved. See what happened with Bill Rabbits. Here they are coming out of turn 2. Bill, a little too low on the apron, gets loose. Goes down into the infield. He did get it corrected quickly. Zachary Mead back behind. Heads off into 1 and 2. Oh, looks like this started with Chance Maderick and Vern Spring up front. There's Maderick. Oh, Maderick gets a bump as they go off. And as everybody checks up, it's a big one on a 3rd mile track. Wow. Taking a look at this one more time from the blimp. There's Chance. There you see the bump from behind. He goes around the checking up behind. Everybody piles in and gets a piece of it. Who knew you could have? We see big ones at Daytona and Talladega. Now we've seen them on one of the smallest tracks on iRacing. And here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag is back in the air. Andrew Thornton did toe to pit road. McCracken slides into 2nd behind Brinson. Cope now in 3rd. David Lux came through it and pulled off up into 4th. Brian Hewitt in 5th. As Ryan McDaniel and Zachary Mead have had problems back behind, the caution is back out. This track just a hair over a 1/3 of a mile. We knew there'd be a little chaos here in the early going. Let's see what happened. There's Ryan on the bottom as they go through 3 and 4. Oh, thought he was clearing into the tire wall. Zachary Mead gets the hit into the outside wall. That tire barrier comes into play every time we come to this track. Looked like Ryan thought he was clear coming out of 4, gets hooked. And wow, what a hit. But he does stick the landing. Austin Ruskoff is the only one that went to pit road. Andrew Thornton, Paul Jr., and Austin Pack still on pit road from that early incident. Ryan McDaniel, Vern Spring, Bill Rabbits, and Tyler Clifford all a lap or more down now, but still in the fight. Joey, you're probably right, buddy. Pace car is in. Green flag is back in the air. Whoa! Brinson may have just given McCracken a love tap. And they may have just repaid the favor as they come through 1 and 2. We've seen McCracken drop behind since the start. Looks like he wants the lead now. Oh, little bumping back behind. David Lutz got sideways and sent backwards. The caution is out. And I am not 100% sure. Let's take a look. Let's watch Chance Maverick here. Oh, there's the stack up on the high line. And there's the caution. I think they may have just prematurely threw the caution when Lux got sideways. Dorfer, I do believe that Clifford got trapped a lap down under that second caution. He was involved in it. Was stuck on the wall for a few moments and the leaders came by. However, at this rate, he'll be back on the lead lap pretty quick. Lights are out. Drivers stacked back up for the restart. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. And McRacken to the lead quickly. As we get a pile up in 1 and 2, the caution is back out. Kaiser, Vern Spring, and Chance Maverick all involved. Let's see what happened. Kaiser and Maverick back behind. Oh, there was some bumping as they got on the power. Vern Spring back behind this mess. Oh, he tried to go to the high side, just didn't get through there. And Chance Maverick, he got that bump, ended up in the outside wall, got clipped again, and gets stuck in the outside wall for a few moments. Dorfer, I agree, I need to catch my breath. Lights are out on the pace car. And it appears we are going single file on the restart. Kyle McRacken Martin in control up front. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Back through the field as drivers start to battle. A little bit of spread up in the top 5 for the moment. Bill Rabbits has gotten back to the lead lap. Ryan McDaniel and Clifford and Tyler Clifford are the 2 next in line. Oh, Clifford blinking a bit. David Lux has just taken second and set the fastest lap of the race so far. Matt Brinson still holding on to third. Preston Cope in fourth. Riley Duncan in fifth. Points leader Edmund Jones back in seventh, trying to make the dive under Hewitt. Does end up clearing. Now Hewitt stuck up on the high side as Ruskoff looks underneath. And McRacken just set the fastest lap. 2 laps in a row. He had the fastest lap time now down to 13.19. Brandon Keiger and Chance Maddock nose to tail, but the real fight is back behind Vern Spring in 13th, Mo Perry in 14th, Bill Rabbits in 15th, plus the lap cars of Ryan McDaniel and Tyler Clifford back in the fight as whoa! Oh, we've got one up the track, it's Ryan! McCracken pulling away from Lux for the moment. Brinson looking underneath for second. Can't get there yet. Edmund Jones has now moved up into 6th. Sets his sights on Riley. Austin Ruskoff now up into 8th. Scott Snodgrass in 9th. Man, some gutsy driving there. Scott peeked up the middle for 3 wide. Couldn't quite get there, but he may have to run under Hewitt. He does. Scott moves into 8th. Zachary Meade is going to slip by and take 9th, moving Brian back into 10th. With that incident with Ryan McDaniel has put Tyler Clifford in the lucky dog position for the next caution. So far, 7th place Austin Ruskoff and 8th place Scott Snodgrass, the 2 biggest movers on track, both of 10 spots. Austin in 7th, Scott in 8th. Bill Rabbits holds on back in 15th, trying to close the gap on Mo Perry. Brandon Keiger has been fast all night, but currently muddled back in traffic in 13th. Vern Spring has fallen back to 12th after starting in 6th. Brian Hewitt now back into 11th as Maddock has moved into 10th. Maddock, involved in one of the early incidents, got sent way back, but is fighting his way back toward the front. Rabbits is slow on the bottom. Looks like he's just off the pace. Gotta wonder if he's smacked the wall at some point. The car is definitely not driving the way it should. McCracken out front, Lux right behind, but they're both starting to come through lap traffic, and that could be a problem. Chance Maddock currently in 10th, seems like a great guy to ride along with for a lap or 2. Across the start-finish line, down into turn 1. Easy, 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 back onto the power, and already back on the brakes into turn 3. Feathers the throttle, getting out, back down to the bottom. You can see they are not on the power very long. And back across the start-finish line, Maddock's last lap was a 13.78 as he looks underneath Scott for 9th. McCracken has extended his lead to 3/4 of a second over Lux. Both drivers currently clear of lap traffic. Brinson still holds on to 3rd. Preston Cope on the move in 4th. And some of these guys coming down into 1 and 2 are getting really close to that tire barrier. That is a risky place to be. Anything goes wrong, and as we saw in the heats, yeah, anything goes wrong, you're going for a ride. Edmund Jones is now up into 6th place as he continues to move forward. Pretty good damage to the front end of his car, but does not seem to be impacting the handling. Riley Duncan right ahead in 5th. Now Edmund peeks underneath. Out of turn 4, now Edmund fully underneath. Bill Rabbits has had a problem back behind. Nope, he has towed it to pit road, no caution. See if we can see what happened to Bill. Looks like Bill had just come to pit road at a short pit stop. Likely just tires in. And he just stopped outside of pit road and towed it back in. Not sure what is going wrong with Bill Rabbit's car. He was moving his way up through the field. Out front, McRicken has lap traffic ahead as we've got Scott Snodgrass to pit road. It's a bit of a surprise to see Scott on pit road. Hey, good evening, Steven. How are you, buddy? McRicken has opened his lead to about 1.4 seconds over Lux as Lux is struggling with some lap traffic. Matt Brinson in 3rd, staying right on Lux's bumper. Bill Rabbits is back out on track. Scott Snodgrass on his way back out. They do have one additional set of tires available, but the fall off so far I don't think is enough for drivers to come in for them. Kyle Martin's fastest lap of 13.19. Last time by 13.89. Only about 0.7 of a second off. Not sure it's worth coming in, losing a lap or two to get fresh tires. And caution is out. Brian Hewitt involved. Looks like Vern Spring may have had an incident right before. Let's see what happened. There's Vern right behind Hewitt down into one. Oh! Vern went way low. Trying to get underneath Hewitt. Taking a look down from the blimp. Hewitt in the 25. You see Vern gets under just barely. When he pushes up, gets into Brian. Brian gets hit another time and set for a spin. He did get it rolling once again. Most of the field has come to pit road. And a few drivers in position to get waved past the pace car. As Kyle Martin in control up front once again as they... Oh, looks like they're going to go back single file. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. And caution is back out already. And Ryan McDaniel involved this time. All right, gets into turn one, gets a little loose, and Scott had nowhere to go. Scott ended up on two wheels for a moment. Take another look at this one. There you see Ryan gets loose. Scott had nowhere to go. Scott ends up driving over his hood. Dorfer, I will have to check the replay to be certain, but from what I saw, it looked like Clifford was stuck out there in the wall as the pace car came by, and that ended up trapping him a lap down because the pace car came back by Clifford. Lights are out and they are going back side by side for the restart. Ten cars left on the lead lap. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air and a bit of a stack up on the inside line. But everybody makes it away clean. "20 laps to go at Hickory." Edmund Jones still holds on to sixth. Preston Cope in fifth. Chance Maderick in fourth. Matt Brinson currently in third. David Lux in second. And McGricken still has the lead. Edmund Jones has slipped back into seventh as Zachary Meade is now taking sixth. Riley Duncan back in eighth. Austin Ruskoff in ninth. Brian Hewitt in 10th. And McGricken just set another fast lap, 13.18. Does look like Tyler Clifford is out of the race. Andrew Thornton is back on track. Bill Ravitz is back on track. Paul Jr. also back on track. Ryan McDaniels did not come in. David Lux, Matt Brinson, Chance Maderick, Preston Cope, all right there together. Zachary Meade also right there, along with Edmund Jones. Riley Duncan tried to make a power move on the high side into three. just couldn't get far enough in. Meanwhile, McRecken is pulling away his lead 1 second over Lux. Zachary Meade is now up into 6th. Had problems early, got caught up in one of the early incidents. Ended up going a lap down, got back to the lead lap, and has fought his way up 8 spots into 6th. And caution is out. Edmund Jones involved. Edmund was back here battling. Oh, gets into Meade, checks up, and Riley was right there with nowhere to go. Taking a look from the blimp, see how close these guys were racing. Edmund just got the better run out of the turn, had to check up, and Riley had no time to react. It is going to be a mad dash to the finish from here with very few laps. Should get the restart with 4 to go. And I can promise you every one of these guys will be full send with everything they have left in the car. Lights are out on the pace car. It looks like McRecken is choosing to restart on the high side. And here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. 4 to go. Kyle clears through 1 and 2. Maderick on the move up top. Brinson on the bottom trying to take 3rd. 3 to go. Vern Spring has had a problem behind us. Maverick goes up the track and loses a lot of positions. 2 laps to go at Hickory. McRecken has the lead, but Lux is closing in, bringing Brinson with him. As they come out of turn 4, the white flag flies one more time around. And nobody can close the gap out of turn 4. Kyle McRecken Martin wins in Hickory. David Lux coming home in 2nd. Matt Brinson in 3rd. Hey, good evening, Hemp Barry. How are you? Well, that was a very eventful race. I'll be doing a lot of YouTube shorts tomorrow, I can tell you that. It's definitely been an eventful night at Hickory. Let's see if we can talk to our top 3, starting with 3rd place, Matt Brinson. Matt, congratulations. You came home in a hard-fought 3rd place.
Yeah, I'm just kind of glad to pick up 3rd. We battled to push all race long, and I just kind of had to take what the car could give me. Couldn't get around Luxu. At that point, I just had to settle for what I had.
Oh, still one heck of a run to come home in third, especially with the way the race started. Just to survive to the end was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm glad I was up front. It seemed like it was a mess in the back. Kind of want to be up front in these. You don't want to be in the back. Had to lead, got tight, and then once Kyle got underneath of me and he was gone, I had nothing for him.
Well, you still had one heck of a finish, one heck of a night overall. Great job, buddy. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Want to thank my wife and kids for letting me stay up. Haddon White Subaru GMC, Outlier, PP Cave, Olivia, all the guys over there. Appreciate your help.
Great job, man.
Thank you.
David Lux coming home in second. David, I just noticed they still haven't changed your nickname, buddy, and it is overdue.
I don't know what I got to do to win one of these anymore, Doug.
Man, it looked like when you had Brinson and McCracken up there fighting, you had the speed to stay with them, maybe even make a move, but once Kyle got out front, he just kind of checked out.
Yeah, well, I made my bet. I wanted second. There's no being Kyle. Not today. This is not a good track for me. I had to get behind Kyle to make my car run fast.
Well, you still had one heck of a run tonight, man. Awesome night overall. Congratulations, buddy.
Man, I just want to let you know, going to the last race and this close in points, this is going to be a stressful week.
I'm sure, man, but you've got one heck of a battle ahead, and I think you put yourself in a really good position tonight.
I'm hoping.
Great job, man.
Thank you.
And finally, our winner, Kyle McCracken Martin. Well, McCracken, it is really hard to pull you in when you're bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, Eddie pulled me. That's not my fault.
All right. Well, we'll let it slide this time. It's not your fault.
Yeah, you pulled me a little too fast there. That's what I said, because I'm like, what is going on?
Well, man, it was a heck of a run. Obviously, early on, you just hung out behind Brinson for a bit, but once you got the lead, it was all over for everybody else.
Yeah, no, Brinson put down a stellar qualifying lap, and then I think we had a string of cautions there at the beginning, and I figured, hey, I got to get around this guy before we string it out to go green, because honestly, once you go green here, it's single file, and I think if Brinson had stayed in front of me, I don't know if I would have had enough to get around him, but once I got around him, we were lights out.
Well, man, you had one heck of a run tonight. Another back in victory lane again. I know you were up there battling for the top 5 in points. Tonight was a really good help for that.
Oh yeah, I think we're closing in on David and Ed there, because David's still behind me, so I think he closed in behind or into Ed pretty good. But a few more weeks like this, and I think we'll be real close. Top 3 going into the final race of the season. We'll be all right on top of each other.
Well, you do realize next week is the final race of the season.
No, I had no idea.
Well, you're really paying a lot of attention, McGricken, but still an awesome night. You got it done on the track, even though you can't keep track of numbers, buddy. Great job.
Yeah, all I know is I wanted to finish P1. That's all we wanted.
Well, you got it done once again, man. Congratulations, buddy.
Yes, thank you.
Wow, what a night. We'll definitely have some YouTube shorts out in the next couple of days for that. So make sure you're following on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. And folks, possibility of a surprise stream tomorrow afternoon. So make sure you tune in for that. Hint Barry, hope to see you there, buddy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope everybody had as much fun as we did tonight. Wow, what a night of racing. Don't forget tomorrow night's at just went blank. Tomorrow night, I believe at 6:30 Eastern, is the Retreads Racing Group, and then Wednesday night, C12 Motorsports, 3 races tomorrow night, 1 race Wednesday night, 1 race Thursday night. A ton of great racing ahead, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great night, everybody.